When I was in my 20s, I was a little narcissistic because I was a handsome kid and I was playing football. I'm handsome, I'm just saying, but like I was narcissistic, but
Gotcha.
I was never a sociopath. I never tried to control anybody.
When my son was missing, I was out looking, and I was in a really bad spot the whole time he was gone.
I'll give you.
That is what I see with Seth. I don't see that with the Proudfoots.
Mike, you want to interject there?
That's perfectly said. So basically, remember like when your kid was little, I remember this one thing when my son was little. He was like 5 or 6 years old, right? And you turn around and they run off like in the mall, and you're just frantic. You're frantic to find your child. That's the show of love. He seems more angry that he's missing. Like it's a problem for him. Like, I got to deal with this now. That shows me he never cared about the kid. He never gave
taking the attention off of him.
All of their actions, all of their behaviors. I'm very good at behavioral science, which was one of my top things. I could observe someone's behavior. Everything is saying that they know way more than they're telling.
I'm not Sunny, but I'll answer it. Yes, I ran away as a child. When I was a child, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't. However, every time I ran away,
a bad person. Like, he's not a good person. I pray to God. I actually prayed on this. As a Christian, that he's okay. He's somewhere okay. Yeah. But yeah, no, you're right. You're exactly right. The guy is just, he's a jerk off. That's what he is. As we say in New York, he's a jerk off. And I'm not putting women down. It's not what I'm doing. Not women shaming.
I get what you're saying.
The mother should have had better control over her husband, because the woman has as much power as the man. My wife, I don't mess with her physically, like, there's no comparison, but mentally, she guides me mentally, and that's what a lot of women don't do, is that they let a man overtake them. They let a man dominate them, and a woman and a man should have a 50-50 relationship. Go ahead, ladies.
I gave everything, because those little bits, when you put them all together, they make a big picture.
That's right, and you never know what information is going to end up helping.
It's very pertinent, and I'm very, very sorry for what you went through. And I'm telling you, I'm very, very sorry. I could never imagine going through that. That's terrible. The hardest thing in the world is a parent, a good parent. Because I don't think Chris Bradford's a good parent. I think he's a piece of garbage. But I mean, a good parent who loves their children, to go through something like this, it's the most difficult thing in the world. And I'm glad you're still here, and I'm sorry that you went through that. That's all I wanted to say. I'm not trying to change the subject. I just wanted to say I'm sorry you went through that. Go ahead, ladies.
And it was a little piece of information that found my son. It was a little piece of information that figured out who killed him.
I'm so sorry for that. I'm so sorry to hear that. God bless you. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's terrible. But you're exactly right. The best way to figure out where someone missing is, okay, what's their favorite food? What's their favorite restaurant? Who's their best friend? What park do they like? You ask all these questions to try to figure out maybe where they went. But you're right, and all I can say is I'm very sorry that happened. My heart goes out to you. And that's the honest to God truth. I'm very sorry that you have that loss in your life.
Mike, you said, how long were you a police officer for?
8 years.
8 years. And then you said you became a therapist?
Yes.
Are you still a therapist?
Yes.
Okay. So this is where I wanted to ask you. So from Melissa, in a sense, she, let's put her like Seth, and you're saying the police officer. So let me ask you, would you feel like Seth was over speaking, because from a police officer point of view, right? Would you have told Katie, like, would police officers like say, hey, like, don't say much, don't say too much?
Yeah, no problem. So what you do basically is you get with the investigator, the lead detective or the investigator on the case, and you talk to them privately. You don't give details in the media. You don't talk to the media, because if this person is being held by somebody, they're going to get the clues and they're going to move them around. So you talk privately to the investigator or the detective. And the biggest problem is that when a lot of people go online, or social media, whatever you want to talk about, all the news, and they give all these clues out. Sometimes the captor will actually panic and off the person. It's just like the cartel mentality. So you have to almost not say the information you're giving to find this person. So people always say social media helps find people. It also can help K-word people, because that's what I'm trying to say. You have to let the investigator or the detective find the person. You give them all the information you have, all the patterns, where they go, what they like, who they're associated with, all these other things. But when people go on these panels and they're preaching all this stuff, if one of these people that has this person, they can react a different way. Which Tennessee State Police, some of these troopers are awesome. Then you have TBI, Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, and I think they totally dropped the ball on this. I don't think they know what the heck they're doing. And you have GBI. GBI is Georgia Bureau of Investigations. In GBI, I've worked at GBI. They're amazing, and that's the hardest thing. All right, I'm gonna try not to get emotional, but the hardest thing I would ever deal with was children that were handicapped, because I would always volunteer at the children's hospital, and to see a child in pain, or a child hurting, or a child that needs you, for anyone to hurt that child, lock me up, because I'm gonna stop you. I'm sorry, ladies. I think that these young men and women, especially people that have special needs, especially people that are handicapped, they should be protected. They should be loved and nurtured, because this is how God, dealt them. But it's hard because people are so cold and callous. And this young man, I hope this young man comes home. I hope he's okay. And I hope he goes to someone who loves him. Go ahead, ladies.
1 hour later.
Megan, I hope.
What do you hope?
Pray that you die a miserable death.
Wow.
You're such a
Fuck, Mike.
that is such a Christian therapist
What the
thing
fuck
to say.
is that, bro? God
You're
bless
such
you,
a
Megan.
Christian
God bless
therapist.
you.
It's a good joke.
Jesus Christ.
I fucking love it, dude. I fucking love it. You're such a piece of shit Christian.
He's so
Give the
triggered.
religious people like
Let me tell you something.
in the chat.
Let me
fucking
tell you something. Let me tell you something. I troll the fuck out of you people.